Generalized anxiety disorder, just your GAD. Imagine waking up every day with a knot in your stomach, a feeling that something terrible is just around the corner. For someone with GAD, this isn't just a bad day, it's every day. They're trapped in a cycle of endless worry, like carrying a heavy backpack filled with invisible fears. Even when there's no real reason to worry, the mind finds something, a missed call, a distant deadline, to spiral into anxiety. This relentless worry is exhausting, leading to fatigue, irritability, and difficulty concentrating. It's as if they're constantly bracing for a storm that never comes, but the tension never leaves. Panic disorder. Picture this. You're out with friends, enjoying a normal day, when suddenly your heart races, your chest tightens, and a wave of sheer terror washes over you. You feel like you're about to faint, or worse, die. This is a panic attack, the hallmark of panic disorder. What makes it truly terrifying is its unpredictability. There's no warning, no clear trigger. After experiencing one, the fear of having another attack can be paralyzing, leading people to avoid places or situations where they think it might happen. The world becomes a minefield, and every step is taken with the dread of an explosion of fear. Social anxiety disorder. Imagine feeling like you're under a spotlight every time you step out of your house. For someone with social anxiety disorder, even simple interactions like ordering coffee or speaking in a meeting can feel like walking on a tightrope, with the fear of embarrassment looming large. Their minds race with thoughts like, what if I say something stupid? What if they laugh at me? The fear is so intense that it can cause physical symptoms like sweating, trembling, and nausea. To avoid the crushing anxiety, they might start avoiding social situations altogether, leading to isolation. It's like living in a world where everyone is a critic and you're the main act every day. Specific phobias. Ever felt your heart skip a beat at the sight of a spider or felt dizzy just thinking about flying? Now amplify that fear by tenfold. That's what it's like to live with a specific phobia. These intense, irrational fears are not just discomfort. They're full-blown terror. The fear can be so overpowering that just seeing a picture or thinking about the object can trigger a full-blown panic attack. It's like your brain has a fear switch that gets flipped by the smallest triggers, and once it's on, logic takes a back seat. Imagine being afraid of something so deeply that you rearrange your life to avoid it, even if it's as harmless as a balloon or as unavoidable as driving. Obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD. Imagine a thought you can't shake. Something bad will happen if you don't check the stove 20 times before leaving the house. This is the reality of someone with OCD, where their mind is a constant battleground of intrusive thoughts, obsessions, and ritualistic behaviors, compulsions. These compulsions aren't done out of want, but out of need, a desperate attempt to silence the anxiety that the obsessions create. It's as if their mind is a broken record, playing the same distressing tune over and over, and the only way to stop it is by performing specific actions, like counting steps or washing hands. But the relief is temporary, and soon the record starts playing again. Post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Imagine being haunted by a memory that you can't escape, a nightmare that intrudes into your waking life. PTSD is like having a time machine in your mind, but instead of taking you to happy memories, it drags you back to the worst moment of your life. Flashbacks, nightmares, and intense distress when reminded of the trauma are common. The trauma might have happened years ago, but for someone with PTSD, it feels like it's happening all over again. They might avoid places, people, or activities that remind them of the trauma, but the memory is always there, lurking in the shadows, ready to pounce when they least expect it. Separation anxiety disorder. Remember the fear you felt as a child when your parents left you at school for the first time? Now imagine carrying that fear into adulthood. Separation anxiety disorder isn't just about kids. It affects adults too, manifesting as an overwhelming fear of being away from loved ones. The thought of separation brings intense anxiety, leading to clinginess, panic, or even physical symptoms like headaches or stomach aches. For children, it might mean not wanting to go to school. For adults, it might mean constant checking on their partner's safety. It's as if their world is anchored to someone else, and any distance from that person feels like being adrift in a storm. Agoraphobia. Imagine living in a world where your own home feels like the only safe place. Agoraphobia is the fear of being in situations where escape might be difficult or where help wouldn't be available if panic sets in. This fear can become so overwhelming that the person avoids any situation that might trigger it. Crowded places, open spaces, even leaving the house. Their world shrinks until it's as small as the four walls of their home. Every outing feels like stepping into a battlefield, where any moment could bring a surge of uncontrollable fear. The fear isn't just about the places themselves, but the terrifying possibility of being trapped in a panic attack with no escape.